Chief, so for the last 2.5 weeks, we've had pretty much a surge in some of our violent homicides within the city. That's been a great level of concern for a number of citizens. I think a lot of it has happened pretty much in your area, Councilman Green. And I know that I've had a couple of incidents that have occurred in my area, and crime is always a concern for our citizens. Without going into detail, what are some additional steps that we're taking? Because for me, what I had the city attorney to look into was declaring a public safety emergency on all of this violence that is happening in this city, to garner whatever additional support that is needed for you all to target any level of activity that you all see that you may need some additional support on. I don't know the age range of these individuals, but for looking at the individuals that are deceased are all upper 20s. I don't know what the beef is that is occurring, but it is pretty scary because they're happening at various times of the day, and it's a cross section of the city for wherever it is that they see their target. So I asked the city attorney to look at, along with the council attorney, to look at declaring a public safety emergency at this point, because when we have this level of crime that is occurring, I don't want it to be this level of fear that will cripple this city. So if there's any additional support that is out there, not that you all are not doing that, I'm not saying that at all, but if there is any other additional support that we will can garner, that is my first priority for that. So if you could just speak to a little of that for our citizens, where it can have some clarity in my brain as well of what we're doing.
Our focus has been on the much bigger picture lately. I can assure the citizens across our community that what has been happening has not been just random. And I think you said it earlier, you recognize that they are intended targets. We have sought the support of others beyond SPD to help us get to the root cause of this violence, which quite often is not what you see or hear about, not the victims or the perpetrators that we catch. There is a much larger picture, and so we are targeting that which we feel confident will reduce what you've seen over the past few weeks.
You don't have to answer this, but for me, of what I'm looking at from the council perspective as well as Mr. Mayor, and declaring a public safety emergency when I've just asked the attorney's office to look at this. And again, the focus for me is to gain whatever additional support is needed, because safety is the priority going into the holiday season, and making sure that everything that you need, you have it. And I will say to you that the public safety fund that we have, there are any resources that the police department needs, I am asking you to make whatever withdrawals that you need to make for that, for us to be able to curtail this crime. Because again, with what we're dealing with now in the city, these individuals don't care what time of day, they don't care what part of the city that you're in, and I think people need to understand that. They don't care what part of the city that you're in, that if they see their target, that's where they're shooting.
And you're exactly right. And the organized part of it is expanding, being a lot more creative than what you see or think about. And I tell you, I can assure you, the administration has not been hesitant whatsoever to grant me whatever relief or help that I need to supply, to my officers to do their jobs. And thank all of you so much for that. I brag about this council and this administration to my peers across the country about how we support each other and how I get the support that I need during these most difficult times. We are exploring and implementing some very creative ways to target these individuals that are up the ladder that's being responsible for our crimes, and I can't say much more than that about it, but we are working hard to bring justice.
Okay. Well, I'll speak to you additionally about, again, 4th of July in the MLK community, but I just, so you understand, Mr. Mayor, Chief, I am ready and ready to declare a public safety emergency to get you whatever you need.
Got you. Thank you so much.